Today's topic is planning process. We understood that planning is the first and foremost function of the management and it is a continuous process. So what are the steps involved in this? We know that planning is the process of deciding in advance what to do, how to do, where to do and who will do what, etc. It's a process involving decision or choice making. Planning process consists of following steps. Please note down in a flowchart form. First step is setting objectives. O. Secondly, developing premises. Thirdly, identifying alternative course of action. Fourthly, evaluating alternative courses. Then select an alternative. Then implement the plan and follow up action. Planning process. Setting objective or premises or assumptions. Identifying the alternative course of action. Then evaluating alternative courses. Then select one, implement the plan and follow it up. Make the mnemonics OPI, ESIF, follow up action. It's the last one. So the first and foremost step in the process of planning is to set the objectives, which may be set for the whole organization and for each individual department in an organization. These objectives clearly lay down what that organization wants to achieve. They give direction to the functioning of all departments and the employees of the organization. Each department is then required to set its own objectives on the basis of organizational objectives. For example, if an objective of an organization is to increase its sales by 30%, each department will formulate an individual plan for its contribution towards the achievement of this main objective of 30% increase. Developing premises. What does it mean? Planning is always done for the future, which is very uncertain. The managers have to make certain assumptions about the future. These assumptions are termed as premises. Planning premises are assumptions relating to future conditions and events which are likely to have an effect on achievement of goals. These are the base upon which the entire structure of planning basis upon which the entire structure planning is built. Every plan is drawn with certain assumptions. To make planning effective, it is necessary that premises should be based on accurate forecasts, existing plans, or any other relevant past information related to the organization. Example, demand for its products, cost of raw materials, interest rates, state of technology, intensity of competition, government policies, etc. The third step is identifying alternative courses of action. After the objectives have been established and premises have been made, the next step is to think of the actions to be taken to achieve these objectives. It involves identifying the various alternative courses of action. There may be many alternatives to achieve the objectives and the manager must know all the ways to reach the objectives. For example, if the objective is to expand the business, it can be done in many ways like expanding the existing capacity, by taking over some other business enterprise, by producing new products, by entering some collaboration with some other organization, start a new business, by enhancing exports to existing or the new markets, etc. So identify the best one. Then evaluate the alternative courses. Evaluate. The first step we know setting objectives. Fourth step involves deep evaluation of various alternative course of action in the light of the various objectives to be achieved. So the positive and the negative aspects of each alternative or proposal are evaluated. For example, in a financial plan, risky investments are considered very important because of higher returns. In order to evaluate such a proposal, it is essential that first a detailed calculation of dividends, interest, taxes, earnings per share is made and accordingly the decisions to be taken. Then the fifth step is selecting an alternative. This step involves a selection and adoption of the best plan. The best plan should be the most profitable, realistic and with the least negative aspects. All the plans are not subjected to mathematical analysis. In many cases, the experience, judgment, intuition and subjective to the managers help in selecting the most profitable and realistic alternative. Sometimes instead of one best alternative, a combination of plans may be selected. By applying permutations and combinations, a manager can select the best possible course of action. Then sixth step is that implement the plan. That is, under this step, the best selected plan is put into action. Implement it. The plans are communicated by managers to all the employees very clearly to motivate them and hence to derive their support. They are made to understand the scope and benefits of various plans. For example, if a plan has been made for increasing production, more labor would be hired and more machinery would be purchased that would straightaway benefit the workforce too. And the seventh step is follow-up action. Under this step, it is monitored as to whether the plans are being implemented correctly and whether the activities are being performed according to the agreed schedule and standards. The plans are reviewed periodically to ensure their relevance and effectiveness. Monitoring a plan is very important, and if needed, it should be appropriately modified in case of changing circumstances. Like that, a plan is a formulation of certain steps and actions which are essential for achieving certain specific results. Plans can be classified on the basis of what they focus to achieve and the methods adopted, namely objective, strategy, policy, etc. So it's a very important question and learn all the steps and the explanation also. So what is today's question? What are the steps involved in the planning process? Or explain briefly, planning is a continuous process and what are the steps involved in it? What are the steps involved in the planning process? Or planning is a continuous process. Explain. 6 marks essay. Okay. Thank you. All the best.